Hey, how's it going everyone? It's your boy Ven back here today with another Halo Reach video. Now this video is not going to be gameplay centered like all my previous ones have. This is more of a review of the flight and my personal impression of my experience with the game. Now we're going to go over everything that 343 has offered us through the third flight of Halo Reach, ranging from campaign, my impressions of the multiplayer, and some of the new stuff they've added compared to the base 360 game, like the new seasonal unlocks and armor progression system. Now before the video starts, if any of you guys have been participating in this third flight, let me know down in the comments below what you think of it, your impressions of Halo Reach, how it plays on the computer compared to console. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on the game. So with that out of the way, let's get to the video. Now we're going to start things off with just briefly going over the campaign missions that were offered in this flight. There were two playable missions, which were the first opening cutscene, which technically isn't really a mission, and the first actual mission, which is Winter Contingency. Now, I had a blast jumping back into the campaign. It's been a really long time since I've played Reach's campaign. I honestly think I haven't played the campaign since I beat it when the game came out. I might have played it a few times here and there since then, but this was a very nostalgic experience for me, and it looks so damn good on PC. And this game does run also in 4K. I don't use a 4K monitor. The fact that 4K is offered for the MCC is actually amazing. I didn't run into any weird bugs or glitches during my playthrough, and it played overall exactly how I thought it would play. It was smooth as hell. The game is locked at 60 FPS, but compared to the 30 FPS we had on the original version, it is a huge upgrade, and it is noticeable. I do wonder if they're going to implement uncapped FPS in the final release of MCC, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Regardless of that, all the cutscenes, they look great. Everything is super polished, the character models are smooth, and it is a noticeable upgrade. And man, I can just not get over how cinematic and epic these cutscenes are in Halo Reach. The way these cutscenes look only makes me so much more excited to play through the rest of the campaign and see some of the way more big cinematic cutscenes play out in 60 FPS on my computer.
Keep still, and I'll release you.
What's the status? Over!
We've been engaged! Bad guy coming out!
That Tango group has me. Permission to pursue.
-4, stay on the entrance. 2, handle her. 5 and 6, clear the hole.
Alright, so now hopping on over to the multiplayer side of things. The initial third flight was only supposed to be a week long, but 343 ended up extending it almost 3 weeks to give players more time to submit feedback and experience what this new game has to offer. Now me personally, I was super pumped that they did extend it because, come on man, who doesn't want more time with Halo on PC? So for multiplayer, the third flight had scheduled play times with specific game modes and maps for each day. For example, some days social was 2v2 with Slayer, Flag and Bomb, Zone Control, and Asset Denial. Some of the playable maps being Countdown, Powerhouse, and Zealot, or Zealot, however you pronounce it. And some other days they had a 4v4 social with the same game modes and mostly the same maps, with some newer maps like Tempest. Now for their competitive game mode, they usually switched between Invasion and Hardcore. Hardcore was usually a 4v4 with the same maps, and the only map playable during this flight for Invasion was the map Breakpoint. Now multiplayer is where I really noticed the difference in how the game feels and looks compared to the base version. Since multiplayer relies a lot on reaction times and fast gameplay, you immediately notice how much smoother it is, how crisp it is, reaction times. Everything about the game in multiplayer just feels so much better, especially with the 60 FPS. Now it did take me a little bit of time to get used to playing this on mouse and keyboard, especially with some more recent games like Modern Warfare, Fortnite, Apex. They're all really fast games, and player movements are very sensible. In Halo, it's a little bit slower and sluggish, and it kind of feels like you just have a little less control over your character's every movement compared to more recent shooters. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it just took a little adjusting to. Now, Firefight was also offered in this third flight. They had 4-player heroic standard firefight, which was on the maps Beachhead, Corvette, and Holdout. And on some other days, they had 4-player normal grab bag firefight, which were also on Beachhead, Corvette, and Holdout. Now, one big thing that was implemented in this flight for Halo Reach is that the popular TU settings for Halo Reach multiplayer were implemented. Now, if you don't know what the TU settings are, the TU settings refer to a title update that was released late in Reach's lifespan, and it basically rebalanced armor abilities and drastically changed the weapon bloom. 343 sees that the TU settings are overall better for game balance, so it seems that they're sticking with these settings for the new release. Now, the last thing that I want to say about the multiplayer is that Forge and Theater mode weren't in this flight, and 343 has stated that the game will not launch with Forge or Theater mode, but that it will come in a later update. So if you launch the game and notice that you don't have Forge or Theater mode, don't worry, it will be coming. I guess they just have to spend a little more time with it before they put it in the game. Now, moving on to the last section of the video, we're going to talk about probably the biggest change to the base game of Halo Reach that is in this new MCC port, and that is the seasonal armor unlock system. 343 was looking to refresh the multiplayer progression across the board, and they were hoping that this new seasonal unlock system will capture the spirit of progression in Halo Reach, but deliver it in a more modern way. So with this new seasonal unlock system, you'll be able to track your progress and unlock rewards, and there will even be multiplayer seasons, each with their own theme. So the way that you unlock these new armor pieces is that during any season, play multiplayer. At the end of each match, you will receive experience points, which will then earn you season points that you can cash in for unlocks in their armor system. Now, it isn't just armor unlocks, you can also get firefight announcer voices and also armor cosmetics like the hearts, Grunt birthday party, flaming helmets, and so on. Now, this is only effective for Halo Reach. The rest of the Halo games in the MCC will remain unchanged in how the game handles unlocks. But overall, I think this is a great change. It gives me a reason to play multiplayer because I can unlock all the armors again. And also being able to scroll through and look at each armor in the Unreal Engine is just candy for the eyes. So this is going to be the end of this video. As I stated in the intro, if any of you have been playing Third Flight, let me know down in the comments below your thoughts, opinions, how you feel about the game. Are you excited? Are you not? I personally cannot wait for Halo Reach and Halo 1 through 3 to come to PC. Halo 4 I don't really care about, I'm sorry. Now before I go, I just want to mention I have been live streaming this game a lot on my Twitch. My Twitch is twitch.tv/thevenqua. The link is down in the description below. So as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We out.